I would say that experience for me, it was, I want to say maybe a tad bit overwhelming, but at
Mm.
the same time, it was exciting because here I am actually going for something that I actually talked about. Like I'm in it, I'm doing it, and I'm not just all talk.
Today's guest is Breiana Arceneaux, better known as Brelola, an El Paso-based model, mother, and runner whose journey is rooted in authenticity, resilience, and the courage to try something new. Brelola's story is about more than aesthetics and athleticism. It's about identity, showing up fully as yourself, and building a life and brand that reflects who you truly are, from navigating motherhood and entrepreneurship to honoring her Louisiana roots and embracing movement as both discipline and freedom. Her path is a powerful example of growth through adversity. In this conversation, we'll explore creativity, work life balance, building a personal brand, and how staying connected to culture and self can shape everything you create. I'm your host, Charvon Hales, and this is Life and Limitations, a podcast where creativity meets reality.
When the world feels out of frame, every thought, every fear, every revelation, I find my way through the quiet flame, lighting life and all the limitations.
Welcome, Breiana.
Hi guys.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
So,
really
as
good.
usual, you look beautiful today. You look absolutely gorgeous.
You
Always, when
too. I love
your
your
face card just always eats, man.
Oh,
Um,
thank
I
you.
just want to do a real quick introduction of how I met you, or at least how I remember meeting you. I believe it was at the Fashion for Hearts show, right?
Mhm.
I think that's the first encounter we had together. I had to kind of like go through your Instagram to be sure that was the first time I met you because, like, I had been at other events prior to that, but I was just kinda, like,
Mhm.
lurking on the scene first, like, getting to know people, um,
Mhm.
but that was my first time distinctly remembering you, so I'm like, "I think that's where she and I met," and you were in that show. Shout out to Naomi, who does the
Yes.
Fashion for
Thank you, Neil.
Hearts,
Yeah.
event in Las Cruces. But I remember shooting that show and thinking, "Oh my god, her face is like like
Oh,
impeccable." I'm like and then
thank
I saw
you.
you again, you were in the, Texas International Fashion Week, and, like, again, you make an impact on the runway. Like, you are always very
Oh,
memorable. So, I wanna give you your flowers and let you know because I know you're
thank
relatively
you.
new to modeling, we'll get into that whole your backstory there. But I just wanna let you know that, like, as a photographer, I was like, I need her face in my portfolio, so we're gonna get there at some point."
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
So yeah, so just tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to El Paso from Louisiana and, anything else you wanna share.
Yes, yes, yes. So I'm a mom, as you guys know. What brought me here? Wow, my husband, he's in the military, he's in the
Mm,
army. And so it was the year, I believe, I think we came here, I want to say 2019, 2021, 2021, we came
okay.
here. So we've been here ever since. And things have been amazing. The community, the people have shown me so much love here. They've welcomed us with open arms. So it's been really amazing.
I will definitely say that as well about El Paso. It is such a welcoming, community, um, especially from, like, a creative scene, the fashion scene, the art
Mm,
scene. Um, I've gotten to know a lot of the photographers here, and it's a very different vibe. I'm from Philly.
mm.
Although both of us, we found out we were both originally born in Hawaii.
Hallelujah.
In Honolulu, so I'm always like I feel like an instant bond anytime I meet somebody, especially if I meet another Black girl born in
Right, because
Hawaii.
it's like you don't really see that, you know? You don't see it. And it's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I was born here.
Like,
Thank you,
"Wait, what?"
parents."
Uh, but yeah, it's definitely a community. Everyone's just very, very nice, very welcoming,
Mhm.
um, and I can see that with you, just in our conversations with each other, in our chat and DM on Instagram, you're a very authentic person, and you seem to really focus on being authentic in your interactions with people. So talk about a little bit about that and just kind of your journey to who you are today.
For me, being authentic, come like growing up in Louisiana, we know that the culture is Southern hospitality. And I feel like my authenticity, it actually comes from my grandmother
Mm,
because she was the type of woman that welcomed everyone into her home with open arms, no matter what. And I saw that, and I also saw the power that it held for her, like the impact she made.
mhm,
And I just remember telling myself, like, that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that whoever I come across, like somehow I can impact their lives and touch them in the utmost way. So for me, that's where my authenticity comes from, is rooted from her. So I thank her for that, and mostly just being myself because I feel we're now in a world where everyone is on social media. We have filters, things aren't what they seem. And I feel like when someone is themselves and you can be honest with someone is so refreshing. And I feel we need more of that.
mhm. Absolutely. I'm very much I had a little campaign a few years back, I should probably bring it back, but it was hashtag no filter because I felt like and I was seeing it when I would take my photo booth to different events and stuff, and people's reaction to seeing their picture without a filter. And I'm like,
Mhm.
people have forgotten what their faces look like. Like, they've gotten so used to
Mhm.
putting these Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok filters on their faces, and when they see an actual photo of themselves, they're like, "That's not me." So, I
Mhm.
was doing this kind of a like, love your face type of
Mhm.
campaign, because I know for me personally, I had to stop with the Snapchat filters because I was deluding myself because then when I would
Yeah.
take a regular selfie, I'm like, why does that look so bad?" And I'm like, "Because I was conditioning myself with the Snapchat
Right.
filters." Yeah.
It
Um
can be overwhelming. And I can see like whenever Snapchat first started,
Mhm.
oh, I was using those filters left and right. I was like, "Ooh, I look good." And then it came upon a time where it was like, "Who am I?" Like,
Yeah.
how do I actually look? Like, what do I actually look like without the filters? So
Yeah.
then, you have to get into this space where you're just like, okay, let me start saying these affirmations and talking to myself
Mhm.
every day, like, you're beautiful, you got this, because it can be overwhelming and it can impact, like, in the community, especially when it comes to women. It
Yeah.
impacts us so much.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm all for, like, a skin blurring filter or, like, some retouching and stuff, but, like, Snapchat filters, like, change the shape of your face,
Yeah, the whole
the
shape, the nose.
jawline, and then you get into the whole people who do, like, the body contouring and stuff
Oh
in
my
pictures. I'm like,
gosh.
"Okay, that's a bit much," but,
Yeah, I don't even
that's
begin to even know how to
I
do that.
know. That's a whole other conversation for another time, but,
Right.
um so, you talked about, your Southern roots and Southern hospitality. So, how do you stay grounded? All right. So, when life is getting, because you're a mom and, you're modeling and you're a military wife. So, how do you stay grounded when life gets overwhelming?
Oh, wow. I do this thing where sometimes I can feel like I get overwhelmed and then my mind is constantly it's going, it's going, it's going. So I tend to just take a step back. I tend to just disconnect from everything. Everyone, my phone is
Mm,
on D&D. And then I'm just like, okay, Bree, like, where are we? I mean, of course, you can't put the kids away. The kids are there constantly, right? So I try to balance that and then like my me time. So like right now is like my me time. So I would just sit, I would reflect on where I came from. I reflect
mhm,
on the things I've been through. And like I would sit and I would get a book and I just would journal of okay, where are we right now? Where do we want to go?
mm.
What are we reflecting on? So I like to sit in like the stillness and the quietness for me to just get back to who I am.
I like that. I have a very difficult time disconnecting. I think it's part of me is it's being an entrepreneur and feeling like, "Oh, if I put my phone down, I'm gonna miss an opportunity, I'm gonna miss an email,"
Right?
or like, I just had a really great shoot this past weekend, and found out I got the job because I was the first one to respond. So it's like,
That's
I I'm
amazing.
like, see, this is why you gotta stay on top of your email, Charvon. But at the same time, I understand that if you're constantly going, you have to have time to decompress. I have
Mhm,
started journaling. I've started doing the what I'm grateful for at the end of the day,
mhm,
journaling. So I second that. But I like what you just said about the focus on where are we at right now? What are we
mhm,
trying to do? Because I have those moments as a person with ADHD where I'm like, I call it, I'm glitching out, right? I'm like, "Do I go here? Do I go here?" And I'm like, "Okay, stop. What are you trying to do right now?"
right.
I'm like, "Okay," and then okay, let's do this thing over here first, then come over here and do this thing. So, I like that idea of kind of like when you're feeling overwhelmed, take a moment,
Mhm,
write down, it's like, what are you feeling right now? Okay,
mhm,
and then what are we gonna do with this feeling to move on from this moment? So, um, I love that approach. So Imma start thinking about that as well
mhm.
when I'm having these states of, like,
Right, it's overwhelming, it
when
can
I'm
be.
teetering on the edge of another meltdown. So, let's talk about how you got into modeling, right? Um, so,
Ah,
you told this story on another podcast, but I wanna hear it again.
no, you're fine.
Yeah.
I can tell this story 1,000 times. I love this story, and, it was from a friend of mine. I don't she's gonna, like, butcher me whenever she sees this podcast, and, her name is so hard to pronounce, so I call her Lonnie, but I think it's Yualani, you I'm, like, so sorry, but I heard her name, I wanna say I think it's African but I know that I think she's Jewish. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name, please forgive me, but it was a couple of years back,
Mhm,
um we were all at a girls' brunch. I didn't really know anybody. I just was
mhm.
getting out. We all were just meeting up. We were like, "Hey, like, let's meet up here. Let's do this. Let's do a girl thing." And I was like, "Okay." So then she told me, "Hey, like, you're so beautiful. You should model with Bazaar. I'm with Bazaar. They have great opportunities." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I don't really know." But she was like, "Go to the casting, just do it." So,
Mhm.
I went to the casting, things took off from there. As of right now, I'm still freelance, I'm not signed to an agency or anything.
Okay.
I still feel like I'm testing the waters and I'm
Mhm.
still understanding this business and how it operates. But yes, that's how everything started a couple years ago. So shout out to her. I still want to thank her. I'm grateful that she talked me into doing it because it changed my life. And I always told her, I'm like, if I ever get a chance and get asked this question, I'm gonna let them know like it was you. But again, sorry for mispronouncing your name. It's always been hard since I first met her. So I'm just like, Lonnie.
You just make up a nickname.
Yeah, I'm like, Lonnie.
Um, and I also saw recently you went on an audition. I saw you post
Oh,
that, so now you're
yes.
testing the acting waters as well.
I am. Like, every time I think about it, I give myself chills because I'm like, are we really doing this right now? But it was a casting call to do like a series, like an online series with different episodes.
Mhm.
And I would say that experience for me, it was, I want to say maybe a tad bit overwhelming, but at
Mm.
the same time, it was exciting because here I am actually going for something that I actually talked about. Like I'm in it, I'm doing it, and I'm not just all talk. I'm going for it. And anytime I step in a room, I always step in a room with faith, knowing that,
Mhm.
okay, God put you here for a reason. You guys had this discussion, so here you are. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to take this opportunity in this time, you know? So that was really, really exciting. I think the agency was Purple Roots, and I believe it was at Studio 4. So it was
I
amazing. I
just
enjoyed
toured
it.
there the other day. That's an amazing space.
It
So, I'm
is.
really
It
looking
definitely.
forward to that space being at, like, a creative hub for El Paso.
Hmm.
Um, so speaking of creativity, um, how does creativity show up for you outside of modeling? Are there any other creative ventures that you get into?
For me, I like to dance.
Mm.
I love
What
dancing.
kind of dance?
I'm like a mix of hip hop with a little MJ and a little Sierra.
Okay. 'Cause you and I, we might
I
have to
love
go
that.
take a dance class together.
Oh,
We
yes. Yes. I'm like, when it comes to heels, I'm still learning because I'm more of like a tennis shoe type of girl when it comes
Mhm.
to dancing. But honestly, dancing was actually my first love. It
Same.
was,
I thought I was Janet Jackson as a child.
girl, yes. She was just with the little tee and the black and the little pretty curly hair. I'm just like, "Ooh,
Mhm.
Jay." But, for me, when I'm able like, I even still do it sometimes, like, when I'm home and I'm alone, like, the creative process, like, I feel like me being creative is me talking with my body, like, moving my
Mm.
body, and I feel like it's also an outlet for me, like, my body is telling a story other than modeling, you know? And, as well as I like to write poetry. Um, I should be sharing it, some friends say, but
Listen,
it's just
'cause
so
I used to be heavy in the spoken word poetry scene in Philly as a photographer and a
oh,
videographer.
wow.
Um, so there are some open mics here in El Paso. So you should just go to it. This is what people used to do. They would just come to an open mic,
And just go
read
for it.
something, and then I will say the poetry community, like, across the nation, because I
Mhm,
did a lot of work, outside of Philly as well. It is a very, very supportive community. It's
mhm.
you're not gonna get people you're not gonna people are not gonna boo you, right? Even if it's not good, they're still very supportive,
You're
but
gonna
yeah,
snap and
yeah, it's
clap.
gonna be the snaps and everything, but, it's one of I'm in this phase of life, especially in 2026, the fire horse year. Just just do it. Just give it a try and see if you like
Yes.
it, and then if you do it and you're like, "Oh, no, that was too much," then you keep it for yourself. But,
Yeah,
I saw a quote on Instagram. It said, um, treat your ideas as assignments from God." So,
exactly. I love that.
I'm like, so if it comes to you, that's God telling you you're supposed to be doing it. So
Mhm,
so it's like, and there are some things you might wanna keep for yourself, but I feel like with art and creativity, those are gifts that we should be sharing with others.
mhm.
So I'm not, like, pushing you to do it, but I'm just
No,
saying,
I hear you, I
if,
hear you.
if you write poetry and stuff, there's plenty of open mics in in El Paso.
I definitely will look into that. I'm like, "Hmm."
And I'll be there snapping for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So we just talked about dancing, and
Mhm.
so with regard to movement, you're also a runner. And shout out to you. You put me on for a photography job with a run club here in El Paso, and there's a whole bunch of
Oh,
run
I'm
clubs. I
I'm
didn't even
always
realize.
happy to help.
Yeah. So how did you get into running? Have you always been a runner, or is this something new that you just got into?
I did long distance in high school.
Hmm.
I sucked. It was fun, but I sucked. I was like, "Ooh, what am I doing? What did I get myself into?" But I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
And then, as I became a mom, those things just kinda it faded away, it fell off. And so I remember, just coming across this run group, Run For It on
Mhm.
Instagram. It just kinda came through, and I was like, "Hmm." I was like, "Let me try this out real quick and see if I like it." I went, I saw how it was a loving community, you're welcome, and when I first started, I was not good. I walked, I could barely even run a mile or let alone even 2 minutes without stopping and walking.
Mhm.
But I knew that this is something I really wanted to do.
Mhm.
So when I would drop my kids off to school every day on the track, I will go, okay, I'm gonna do 1 mile. Okay, today we're gonna pick it up to 2 miles. And so ever since then, I just fell in love with it. And for me, running, it's like those are my conversations that I'm able to have with God when I'm running. Like,
Mhm.
that's me and his intimate time, like, I can talk to him, and I'm like, "Okay," I might have my little headphones on, but, like, I'm thinking and talking, I'm like, "Okay, alright, God, what are we doing? Where are we at today?" Like, we're just talking, and, it's for me, running it's become very healing. It showed
Mhm.
me that you can get through the hard stuff.
Mhm.
You just have to put your mind to it and sometimes overcome those hurdles in your mind, like, "I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I could keep going." And then you're like, "No, yes, I can do this. I can keep going." So
Yeah.
for me, running has saved me from so much. So I'm in love with it. Shout out to as well motivational runners. Run for it. They have been an amazing group, amazing community and group of people.
Mhm.
And if anyone is watching this, you should look them up. They're amazing.
I don't
Who's
know how
ever
you do
watching
it,
this?
man. I volunteered at the you and I chatted about this yesterday. I volunteered at the marathon, the El Paso Marathon yesterday, and I got assigned to be the finish line greeter, and people were coming across that finish line, and you could their legs were just done, and I'm just like, and there was tears of joy, there was tears of relief, but
Wow.
seeing, like, their families and friends waiting for them and, like, it's I get that. I'm like, I can't put my body I mean, I've put my body through some grueling things before, especially carrying heavy,
The
equipment
equipment.
and stuff. I used to be walking through New York with a giant backpack on my back to get to a shoot, but, it takes a certain level of mindset to be a
Mhm.
runner and be a consistent runner, so definitely kudos to you and to everybody who does that. I am not one of those people, but I will be on the sidelines with a sign next year. You're gonna be
I'll
in
be
the
looking for
marathon
you.
next year. Imma be there with a
Yes.
sign.
I'm like,
Um,
I remember I was going to sign up and it said sold out, and I was like, "No." But I think for me, I always look at it as, okay, it just wasn't your time yet,
mhm.
but you're gonna get your opportunity. You're
Yeah,
gonna do it,
and
and
and now
when it
like, you need to make sure you
exactly.
sign up by a certain point 'cause
Yeah, I'm
I
not
didn't know
signing up
like,
last
a
minute because
marathon could fill up. Like, I didn't know it could
that
sell. You
was
said it was
a
sold out.
lesson.
I'm like, "How do you sell
Exactly, it
out
was a
a
lesson
marathon?"
learned, girl. It was definitely a lesson learned. I'm never gonna do that again. I'm just like, but, here we are. We know better now.
So, with maintaining your stamina for running and, being a mother and stuff, how do you protect your energy, right? Because 'Cause you're always I'm not gonna say you're always in a good mood, because nobody's always in a good mood, but you always have a smile on your face. You always have this joy about you. So what do you do to protect that?
I, I say for one, I stay prayed up.
Mhm,
Before I walk out of this door, I'm saying a prayer, whether I'm in the car, I stay prayed up. And I also learn how to cut people off. So I just feel like this season, I was able to reflect and see, okay, who is really your friend? Who
mhm,
is really there for you? How many people, because I've been there for so many people. It's crazy. And, I don't regret it because I can see how my words impacted them and they're growing and they're flourishing and I wish them all
mhm,
the best. They're doing beautiful. But I also seen how I was giving so much of myself and no one was pouring back into me. I had to learn how to do it on my own, which I'm okay with that. I learned a lot, but I had to cut people off and I had to say, "Hey, look, I love you, but this friendship is no longer for me.
mhm.
I'm not there anymore. I wish you the best. No love lost."
Yeah.
And you have to say it unapologetically. You have to do it without guilt because in order for you to level up, some things can't come with you in that next season.
I 100% agree with that. People you I've been more conscious of how my nervous system feels in the presence
Mm,
of certain people.
that I'm like, that
And
too.
yeah, when my nervous system is like out of alignment, I notice I get really tight in my shoulders. I start doing
Mhm,
this, right? It's
mhm.
that kind of like protective cowering
Yeah,
thing.
protective
So
mode.
when I feel myself getting tightened, I'm like, oh, this is not an environment for me, or this is not a person I
Mhm.
need to be around. Or if I'm with someone and all I'm thinking about is I can't wait to get away. Like I can't wait to get home. It's like,
It's so funny that you
yeah.
mentioned that. Cause like, for me, it's weird because my body does his thing. I will either start to get breakouts
Mm,
on my face, or I will go and I will get these headaches, and I'm like, "Why do I feel like this in this environment? Like, I was just okay," you
mhm,
know? Or little bitty things I've noticed is, I realize certain things too when it comes to setting those boundaries, like, if I'm not invited and you invite me at the last minute, I'm not coming. because you should have let me know from the beginning. So I'm not gonna go out
I
my way
don't
to
I
be
do
there.
not like being an afterthought.
Right.
Or, like, especially when
Exactly.
I'm very considerate of people, right?
Exactly.
So, if I find that someone who I'm very considerate about and who I consider first for things is making me
Mhm.
an afterthought, I'm just like, "No, I'm good on that."
Right. Right.
So, yeah, that's definitely that was, one of the themes of last year, the year of the snake. I'm, like, super into Chinese zodiac now, right? So the year of the snake was about shedding and taking away things that were not in alignment
Mhm.
for you. Um, so speaking of, like,
Exactly.
Chinese zodiac and, like, culture and stuff, let's talk about Louisiana. So what part of
I
Louisiana are you from?
I am from a little town called Jeanerette.
Okay,
I
and then
believe it's 2 hours outside of New Orleans,
okay,
but
'cause
a
I
little
love me some New
town.
Orleans. I love New Orleans, man. I need to go
New
back.
Orleans is fun. I tell people all the time, like, if you come to Louisiana, please visit New Orleans, go on Bourbon Street, have fun, make
Mhm.
sure you're safe, make sure it's certain buildings you don't walk in because it is spiritual ties to them. So
Yes.
you gotta be careful. But
Yeah,
I'm
we
from a
could
little.
so just, like, quick side quest story. So I went
Mhm.
to New Orleans with my job, and they, put us up at the Hotel Monteleone, which is, like, a haunted hotel. I did not sleep well there at all. Like, it's like, "I will not be doing
Don't
this place again."
don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
But,
But
yeah.
no, go ahead.
No, no, I was just, gonna say, circling back to what you were talking about, growing up in Louisiana.
Um, for me, growing up in Louisiana, wow, what how where do I begin? Like, it's shaped me to the woman I am today. Like,
Mhm,
from the food, the culture, the dancing, and then, we have our Mardi Gras season going on. We're in February. We just had that
mhm.
Tuesday, I believe, last week.
Yeah.
And, again, it goes back to that Southern hospitality that we have out there. But, Louisiana is this place that's just filled with beautiful people. It's filled with love. The food, like, when you eat the food, it's just like it touches your soul, and it's just like it's like it's comfy food, and you just
Mhm.
wanna take a big fat nap afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
But, Louisiana has definitely shaped me into becoming who I am today. It's taught me a lot. It really has.
Mhm.
Growing up, we had these, I'm having such a nostalgia moment right now. Growing up, we would have block parties.
Mhm.
And the whole neighborhood, they would just come down, and my great-grandmother, we would have the parties to her home,
Mhm.
and we'll have the big DJ outside. Everybody just come stop by the house, and, um, it was a community just based off of love. And, they would come by buy cold cups, sweet potato pies, 'cause, my aunt, we call her Mama Shirley. So I'm like, "That's a really Southern
That's so
name."
Southern, yeah.
We call her Mama Shirley. So she would make these sweet potato pies,
Mm.
and my nanny Nisa would make them, and my grandma and, great-grandma, they would make cold cups. It was so good. And we would sell it for, like, what, 25 cents, 50 cents, and people would just come. We had music playing, we would be dancing and DJing. So it was just a community based off of love, and
Mhm.
that's how I see myself. I'm someone that's just love and likes to give it out,
Mhm.
and but also knows how to protect it at the same
Yeah.
time. So Louisiana for me is definitely home. It shaped me in so many ways. I'm having such a moment right
So
now.
do you cook? Do you make the
I
sweet potato
do
pies?
cook. I do cook. No, I haven't made the sweet potato
Oh.
pies yet. My nanny, oh my goodness, her name is Adrian.
Mhm.
She she can throw down in the kitchen. My uncle
Nice.
too, his name is Jeremy. They can throw down in the kitchen, and, so whenever I call back home, I'm like, "Hey, nanny, like, how do I season this, or how do I do this? What was grandma recipe again?" So I'm asking her, and she would tell me, as well as my Uncle Shelby, the brisket. Oh,
Oh god, you're making me so hungry.
his brisket is to die for. So usually whenever I'm going back home, I'm like, "Hey, are you gonna get on the grill? Are you gonna get on the pit? Like, what are you gonna cook for me?" And also when I visit home, my dad, he's from Louisiana as well, but
Mhm.
he's right now he's in Houston. So I'll be like, "Hey dad, like can you make me some corn candy, please?" So I'm always asking someone from home to please like cook for me or ask me something. But yes, I can cook. I can definitely cook. I like to make red beans and rice.
Mm.
That's my favorite. Red beans and rice. I like to do honey fried chicken.
Oh.
Um, I actually made some the other day and it was gone, and I'm just like, "Should I make some more?" But today, I'm just gonna do some other meatballs right now. Meatballs and gravy, that's all we're
Oh
cooking
my
today.
goodness.
But, I like to cook. I also like to, I'm getting into baking more.
Mm.
I'm like, I've been having a kitchen aid for so long now. I'm like, "Girl, it's time to use this thing.
I
She's just sitting
used
there
it.
collecting
Yeah.
dust." So right now, I'm getting into baking.
You bake with your kids?
I do, they love it.
Yeah.
They're always asking me like, "Hey, mom, like, can we make chocolate chip cookies? Can you make a cake?" So, we're doing that right now, but, I know there's a recipe I wanna do. I can see it in my mind, but I'm like, I can't I think it's a bundt cake. I
Mm.
believe that's what it's called,
Yeah.
and my nanny, she's really good at that, so I'm gonna be calling her for a recipe like, "Hey, how do I do this? What should I add in it?" So, yeah.
Nice. Now speaking of doing stuff with your kids, your daughter was in, Texas International Fashion Week.
She was.
So she's following your modeling footsteps. She was so adorable on the runway.
Thank you.
But how was that for her? Was she, like, overwhelmed by it? Did she like it?
At the beginning, um, what everybody didn't see, she was nervous backstage.
No.
She was like, "Oh, mom, like, I don't know, can I do this?" And mind you, she's 6 years old. So she's like, "I don't know, like, can I do this? Like, I'm nervous. What if people laugh at me?" And I just
Mhm,
remember holding her hands and looking at her and saying, "You got this. No matter what, you
mhm,
got this." I'm like, "Mommy goes out there," and I said, "I'm nervous all the time." I said, "But remember, God has you. He's in your heart and you're doing it, you know? So that takes as much courage to even be here, to put the dress on like you're doing it." So I just speak life into her and I let her know, like, hey, like what you're doing is amazing. Most people can't even get in front of people, you know?
mhm.
So you're doing amazing.
And the crowd was so supportive of the kids.
They were.
Yeah, they were those little girls, they was eating it up, man.
They
But
were. They're all
yeah, the
amazing.
crowd was definitely hyping them up. So, maybe she'll do a few more, or maybe there'll be, like, a mommy-daughter fashion show. That's something
That
somebody's
would be
throwing that out
amazing.
there into the El Paso universe.
Yeah.
Somebody
I'm
do a
like,
mommy-daughter
hmm.
fashion show for
I'm like,
Mother's
should I cook up
Day.
a show?
Oh, let me hit up some people and see if somebody wants to do a Mother's Day fashion show.
That would be amazing. It really would.
So, what's something that you've done well, modeling is probably one thing, or we just talked about it with the acting. I was gonna ask you, what's something you've done to push yourself out of your comfort zone? But you mentioned that, the audition, but is there anything else that you've done, recently that you feel like you had to kind of push yourself beyond your comfort?
Um, it was a while back. It was last year actually.
Mhm.
A friend of mine reached out to me and he said, "Hey, um, I would like for you to come sing for me.
Mm.
I've heard you sing before." And
We just peeling back the onion. You got all types of things going on under there.
he said, "I heard you sing before. I would like for you to come to this women conference. We're going to do gospel. And I believe that you have a voice and you can use it." So that was overwhelming because, for one, I'm still perfecting my voice. I'm still figuring out what genre my voice mixes with and
Mhm.
where I want to take it. So when he called me, I was like, "Excuse me, sir. What do you mean?" But knowing the type of person he is, knowing his background and his story, I was like, "You know what? Yeah, I'll do it." So we did it, and I was so nervous. I was petrified. I was like, "Lord, what did I get myself into?" But it worked out so beautifully. Like, by the end of it, I was like, "I can do this. I really
Mhm.
can." So what are you scared of, girl? So, yeah, last year was definitely a place where I was outside my comfort zone and trying a lot of new things.
And that's how we get to our higher self, right? You have to
Mhm.
push yourself beyond your current limit if you wanna elevate, right? This has been the theme of my algorithm lately on Instagram. It's like, you have to get out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Our nervous system is trained to identify what feels safe for us.
Mhm.
So if it feels scary, then that's the thing you're supposed to be doing. And I
Doing.
think I've had, like, 2 or 3 people mention that on the podcast so far that, like, you know, and one that I can remember distinctly is my friend Antonia, who was talking about anytime she's approaching something scary, she knows that that's gonna be the thing that's gonna level her up. And
Mhm.
it always ends up working out. So it's like, if you put the thought in your head that is not going to work out, well, then it's not gonna work out because 'cause you've already, like,
That
told the universe that it's not gonna work out. So, kudos to you. And again, open mics, go sing at open mic.
yes, yes, I'm gonna look into that.
So, definitely some opportunities out there. Now that I know that, you can cook and you model and you act and you sing, if I come across stuff, I'm gonna be flooding your DMs with some
I'm
opportunities.
looking forward to it. Yes, ma'am, I'm looking forward to it.
So, um, you're definitely a very strong person, right? I can tell, and I'm not just talking about physically strong, like emotionally strong. You seem very rooted in your spirituality. So, how has your personal definition of strength evolved over the course of your life?
Oh, wow. I've been through some really tough, tough times, and I always tell myself, if you got through this, then you can get through the next hard thing. And when the next hard thing come up, I'm like, okay, you made it through that. You can get through this. So it's definitely built over the years and made me that much stronger and that much tougher. So when I'm in rooms where I'm supposed to be
Mm,
intimidated, because I've had those experiences where people are like, ugh, here she go, da 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 da. I just ignore it. I'm like, okay, you have something within yourself you need to work on. Like, I'm fine over here. It's all love, everything over here. But everything I've been through in those tough times, it's definitely built me to become stronger. And it's built me to have more discernment when it comes to who I let within my inner circle.
mhm.
So yes, you girls been through some things, and I'm like, maybe I should write a book about it, but
Listen, put it
we
on
are
the
here.
bucket list. I know I got a
Yes.
memoir on my bucket list. Every time I think I'm ready to start working on the memoir, something else happened. I'm like, "Okay, what's gonna be my cutoff? Maybe, when I hit 50. Give myself 5 more
Mhm.
years. When I hit 50, that's when I finally write the
Be the
book."
cut. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
we'll start
and
right
then
now.
and then I can write another one for the other half, right?
Mhm.
But, I like what you said when you're in rooms where you're supposed to be intimidated because that's that's a bar right there, right? Because just because I'm supposed to be intimidated in this
Right?
room with
Like,
these people doesn't mean
no.
that I am, right? And
And
that's
it's like you never know what someone had to go through to be in that room or to be here, you know? And
yeah.
so
'Cause at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all people
exactly.
with different stories and different experiences, but we're all in this human existence
Mhm.
together, and I'm just one of those people that, like, hierarchy. I believe in respecting people, right? Obviously, but hierarchy doesn't really process in my m my orbit, right? It's
Mhm.
like, yeah, okay, you might have more money than me, or you might have more experience in this job than me, but you're still a
Exactly.
person, right? And as people, as long as we're respecting each other,
Exactly.
it doesn't matter what level somebody is at, and as long as we're all
Exactly.
confident in who we are and what we do and knowing that
Mhm.
we belong, right? I just saw an interview with, Barack Obama talking about that and talking about getting into certain spaces, like, once he was climbing the ladder toward presidency, he would get into certain rooms, and he's like, "Oh, okay, there was like, I'm not there's nothing to be intimidated about here." Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
so, but I just wanna say I appreciate you for giving me your time today. I
Thank you for
look
having
forward to doing some work with you. I have some concepts in my head.
Oh, bring
Um,
'em on.
yeah, we'll definitely be connecting once, the weather starts shifting a little bit, and, maybe we'll do a Mother's Day shoot with you and your daughter.
I
Ooh,
would love that.
that
Ooh, I'm like,
um,
ooh, I would love
let me come up
that.
with a concept for that. But, yeah, I am a firm believer that God puts people in my path for a reason. You and
Mhm.
I cross paths for a reason, and I look forward to seeing more of what you do here in El Paso and beyond.
Thank you, and I'm so proud of you as well. You're just blossoming, and I'm just, like,
Thank
on the
you.
sidelines like,
Yes, I
"Let's
finally
go!"
found my footing here in the 915, but,
Mhm.
definitely feeling embraced by the community. So, thank you, Breiana, AKA Brelola. Oh, yeah, tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram
Okay,
or
so
online in
you
general.
guys you guys can find me on Instagram at, the little A, the little at, Brelola, Brelola. You guys can also find me on TikTok where I have, like, more of, like, funny and more expressive videos than just pictures. It's the same thing, Brelola, and those are just the 2 social medias I'm on at the moment right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brianna, and thank you everyone for
Thank
listening
you.
and watching.
Thank you, bye.
Life doesn't always stay in perfect focus. There's magic in the blur we can't ignore. Every shadow, every highlight softly shows us who we are and who we're reaching for. When the world feels out of frame, every thought, every fear, every revelation, I find my way through the quiet flame, light and life in all the limitations.